So you don't cut yourself.
I personally will take the risk because I want it clean.
Do you just dump everything all over the counter when you're done? Or do you reach in there with everything pointing up?
Duh.
So
I still got all 10 fingers.
For now.
Well, I am cold, and I would like that heater.
Why do you need the heater?
It is freaking cold. Grab me that heater right now.
Where am I going to put it?
I'm going to put it right over here and plug it in and turn the heater on.
You're going to light that box
Unplug the heater.
Oh, it's already unplugged.
This is so cold. I mean, it's like cold as ice.
Does the heat not work in here?
Like my heart.
You're not wrong. Are you going to get that plugged in so we can do this thing? Or
We're on!
Well, I know we're on, but you're wasting time now.
It just plugs in. It doesn't have a...
It's on the back. Sorry, folks. Marianne has to learn how to work a space heater. That's going to blow up any second. Let's move this so everybody can hear everybody here. I have a louder voice, so I'm going to... Yes,
Is this thing on?
Okay. So, welcome back.
Maybe you don't have that there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back. Episode 3.
Episode 3!
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Here we are, once again. Marianne, Mooch, myself.
It's in the afternoon. It's about 3-ish in the afternoon. We would have had it this morning, when we got here, but Will made other plans, so...
Yeah, Will made other plans. Sorry, I had actual meeting stuff to do.
I mean, and then it's 3 o'clock, and I'm trying to talk about stuff. He's like, don't talk about it!
Yeah, we got to talk about it on here, duh.
Anyway, okay, fine.
Okay, first off, let's talk about our dishwasher. Because this is really annoying me. 1,000-degree water.
No, stop. Okay, here's what happened. Will is a man. I mean, well, that's probably bad to say. Okay, well, you are. Technically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So Will thinks that it's okay to load the silverware in a dishwasher with the eating part of the utensil down.
Yeah.
And he has informed me that his wife thinks it's incorrect. I think it's incorrect. And Mooch's mama, because Mooch probably didn't fill the dishwasher, Mooch's mama thinks that that's incorrect. So carry on. Will.
Yes.
Now that I've prefaced
you put
your issue.
You put all the sharp pointy objects down.
Why?
So you don't cut yourself.
I personally will take the risk because I want it clean.
Do you just dump everything all over the counter when you're done? Or do you reach in there with everything pointing up?
Duh.
So
I still got all 10 fingers.
For now.
So when you load the dishwasher with all your forks,
I can't believe you even have a thought on this.
You're
carry on.
Flip it upside down and all the food's going to fall on your hands. That's gross.
Did you eat tomorrow's chocolate yet? Or did you already, are you done eating the chocolate?
No, I haven't eaten it yet.
Oh, but you're on his side. Anyway, what was that again? Do you have an opinion? No. No, I'm just kidding. She can have an opinion. Maybe. Listen here. No.
Let me guess.
I want it cleaner.
Let me guess.
It's cleaner. I want the water to come directly down on the eating surface.
You realize that the water from a dishwasher comes from the bottom, right?
It depends on the dishwasher. That is not always true.
Your dishwasher's dumb.
Well, maybe yours is.
There's a little spinny thing on the top rack, but it only goes to the top rack.
Yeah. Everything from the bottom is from the bottom.
Okay, stop for a moment. Will, my dishwasher, when you pull out the bottom rack, and I put all the little dishes and the silverware in there, right above that rack, but below the top rack, is a spinny doohickey. And that spinny doohickey is spraying the water on my silverware.
You have a spinny
facing up.
You have a spinny doohickey under the top shelf.
Yep.
What kind of broken
dishwasher
do you have?
Because the water sprays down and sprays up.
You ever seen it?
Because
so it sprays from the bottom too.
The doohickey flips around. Psst, 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 psst.
Is it like one of those wacky pool noodles? Wacky sprinklers that does this inside your dishwasher?
No.
Have you ever opened your dishwasher to check?
Why do you ask me dumb questions?
Because I have.
I
know how my dishwasher works.
Well, that's good. I know how mine works, and I know mine works
Did you
better.
open the door?
Since I'm the only one that loads it and
unloads
it.
While it's going, you open the door.
Pretty sure I know. Yes, I know. I can see it. I check it. Ting. And I make sure that I don't have anything that would stop the little doohickey from spinning. I do. I go, ting. Touch the little thing.
Did you look at this dishwasher in here to make sure it does the same thing?
No.
Exactly.
So
you
what
flip
is
that
wrong?
down.
What is wrong with the way all the women of the world,
Do you really want to go there?
the majority of the women in the
Do you
world?
really want to go there?
Why not?
Because I don't want to go there.
What is wrong with what I just said?
You just asked what is wrong with all the women of the world. So do you really want to go that direction?
Well, we could go either way on that.
Let's just not. Let's just leave it where it is.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
New topic.
What are we talking about now?
Oh,
Let's talk about sports.
I was going to say, all of your horrible football teams that lost this weekend.
Okay. For the second...
Hang on. Before you start, I do want to say that was a very heads-up play by Travis Kelce during that game.
Oh, my God. The very end.
Yeah, very end. The old hook and ladder.
Watched it?
The old hook and ladder for the touchdown, but old dummy lined up offsides in the neutral zone.
They had the game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was in my house. I was in my
And
house alone.
you were probably just jumping and screaming.
Pretty much, yes. I
And
think
then-
Oli and everyone, if they were in the barnyard, they can hear me because I was like, woo! I think literally did this. I
You
was
might want
so
to turn the
excited.
volume down for that woohoo, because that's probably...
I'm serious. It was probably louder than that. I was so excited. And then the refs called it.
Uh-huh.
Did you see Mahomie on...
Oh, yeah, he was
He
not
was so
happy.
mad.
Not happy.
So
They forgot to bleep that on the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you know what else they don't bleep? The NFR. Anyway, or they try to, but maybe they don't.
They don't do a good job.
Anyway, yeah, so I watched the Chiefs get their butts handed to them for the second week in a row. But almost, if they wouldn't have had that call, they would have won.
That would have been a good one.
Man, and then the Eagles got their...
Oh, they got spanked.
by the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the second week in a row, the Chiefs have lost and the Eagles have lost, and I don't know.
And the Broncos are catching up.
I didn't watch the Bronx.
24-7.
And did Miami play?
They play tonight.
Oh, Miami plays tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
Boxman's going to love it. So, do you think Miami has a shot for the Super Bowl? I think they were 9-2.
Yeah, I think they have the second best
I think
in the
they're
league.
9-2. Who's
Eagles are 10-3.
Yeah, but the Dolphins are.
Eagles haven't had a bye week yet.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
I think they had the same bye week as the Chiefs did.
Oh.
I think, yeah, because Boxman told me they were having a bye week a few weeks ago.
Because yeah, the Chiefs are 8-4 now. 8-5.
I think it's 8-4. 8-4 or 8-5. It's sad and pathetic, and I'm really sad.
Broncos are 7-6. We're back above 500.
Wow. That's good for you.
We're back to having a winning season so far. I'm pretty excited about it. Still not a fan of Russell Wilson.
Well, it is what it is.
But
and
he has finally figured out that he can throw the ball anywhere near Sutton, and he'll catch it.
that's good for him. The 49ers are kicking butt still.
Mm-hmm.
I think they beat the Seahawks. So, anyway, that's the extent of my sports except for the NFL.
But, okay, so back to the Chiefs game. So, Mahomes, your homies,
My homie.
was very, very
homie.
upset. Travis,
And they said it's not normal for him to get that upset.
I've seen him blow his top before.
They said
I
that it's
saw it-
not normal for him to get that
I saw it
upset.
on his little documentary thing that we watched with
I watch all
him,
the documentaries.
with him and Kirk Cousins and
Yeah, you
Marcus.
did watch it. You
Yeah,
don't tell me
absolutely.
when you watched the
I
stuff.
did.
I tell
We talked about it.
We did.
Yeah,
I know. I talked to you and told you guys you need to watch it.
No, we talked about it after I watched it.
Oh, so good. I love it.
Yeah, and he's a little hothead on the sideline.
He's cocky, but I don't
Yeah.
care because he can play the game.
Um,
And
but
also,
he-
the one guy is out with a shoulder injury. What's his name? His big runner guy. I can't think of his name. They call him Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Pacheco.
Sure.
Pacheco. Oh man. And so he doesn't have that guy, and then he's got his Kelsey guy. But anyway,
Yeah,
It's very sad. I'm very sad
and
about
then
everything.
and then what? One of the linemen were yelling at the coach on the sideline.
Oh yeah.
And the coach spiked the
Yeah.
Surface Pro.
You watched the whole game.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Well, I'm impressed.
Just so that I could come here today and laugh about it.
Well, hey, you know what? Laugh at me, but your Duck did not get the
No.
Heisman either.
Nope, he did not.
LSU guy did.
I honestly, completely 100% honest, I'm just glad the Washington guy didn't.
Why the Washington guy? I like the Washington guy. Why can't he win? If the Ducks guy doesn't win, why can't the Washington guy win?
Because.
Just because?
Just because.
Oh, I was kind of rooting for the Washington guy.
No, I wasn't.
I was like, who's this LSU fella?
Apparently, he was better than both of them.
Apparently, he's a skinny little guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's why he got the Heisman, because he was a runner too.
Oh.
Because
I don't know anything about him.
he
I don't watch college.
Yeah, he had the most rushing touchdowns out of all three of those quarterbacks.
Okay, so then I watched the NFR. Have you watched
I did
any of
not.
it? Why don't you?
I didn't. Why don't I?
It's the third. It was the third one. Wait a minute. They
Yeah,
didn't
we're
have it
on-
on Thursday because they scratched the first performance because of the shooting in Las Vegas. So Friday, Saturday. Yep, that was the third performance. It was Sunday. So it was third performance. It was really good. It was really good.
No,
I really liked it.
I haven't got to watch any of it yet.
So good. RFD TV.
I know. I've got your passwords.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'll find it when I have time. But once again, I don't have time.
Okay.
Nobody
Well,
has time.
Moocher here is gonna. Can I tell him what you're gonna do?
What?
Moocher here is gonna go to EMT school. Ooh, surprise! And she told me this morning, and I'm so excited because she's gonna go to EMT school. And we're gonna help get her set up there. That's very exciting for me. It's exciting, right, Will?
So EMS, yay! We love.
We
EMS.
want her to have a profession that she can. So she will be a firefighter
So she can
and
make real
an
money.
EMT. So she has an actual profession. So she's working on. Well, she's pretending to work on her task book right now.
She's trying to find dates for all the stuff that she's done. She's probably
Is that what you're doing there,
She's
Moocher?
probably scrolling through TikTok as we speak.
She's looking at bricks to find out what dates were for what things
I
that
can't
she.
find the chimney fire that we went on.
I would go check the green sheets. That's probably where you're gonna find it. You'll find it easier on those.
Sorry, Moocher.
What was that?
You can do that later. What are these? Oh, is this going into people's mouths?
Yeah, you put them down your throat and you stick it to
It doesn't go down your throat.
Ah, shit.
Where's it go?
So this is for the glide scope. It goes because person is laying this way, and then this goes.
It goes down the throat.
No, it goes on the tongue to move the tongue and jaw out of the way so you can see vocal cords.
And then you shove the tube down your throat.
And then the tube goes down the throat. Yes.
So then you can intubate and put air into their lungs so they don't die.
Wow.
Yes.
She talks. She
Correct.
speaks. Moose does have a voice,
Kind of.
and that is amazing.
Okay.
That's like seeing
Okay, Mooch.
a bear in the woods.
Okay, Mooch. Which part of the throat does it go down? Does it go down? There's two tubes that it could go down. Which one does it go down?
The one to the lungs.
Yes. What's that called?
The lung
The
tube.
esophagus.
No. That's the stomach tube.
It's a lung tube. It's a lung
The
tube.
trachea
Duh.
That's
Everybody
what
knows
it's
that.
I
It's a
didn't know.
lung tube.
goes
I didn't
into
know
the
that.
trachea.
I
You
didn't
don't
know
want
it
it to go down the esophagus because that's when you end up with vomit all over you.
That's nice. Willem,
Yes,
how did your little burn to learn go this weekend?
Oh, burn to learn went really good.
It really burned.
It did. It was really hot. Super hot.
How many times did you get to go in the building?
You
stayed in the whole time?
yeah, me and Joe and I.
Why was Joe on the ground?
What do you mean?
Was he laying down?
Yeah, because it was hot.
Where were you?
Hot up here.
Were you on the ground?
Yeah.
Were you guys just lay there and wait for people to come in and
Yep.
No.
just chit chat it out?
Well, kind of a little bit, but not really, because we were the ones lighting the fire, making sure everything inside was safe for people to come in. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Sure. Yeah.
Ask questions, because now this is a learning opportunity for everybody. in
So how do
TVI.
you make sure the fire's safe for everyone to come in?
So we do a lot of prep work prior to, right?
He's fire geeking
yes,
right now.
I am going to fire nerd out. Not geek. Geek is more fire nerd, yes. So we do a lot of prep work prior to. So we do what we call sets. So we build bonfires in rooms so that we can light them. And then we put plywood on the outside to cover the windows up so we have less ventilation because
So it lasts longer?
yeah, so it'll last longer. Yes, correct. So there's less ventilation getting to the fire so that we can control the ventilation into the fire. All right, so air only has one way in, one way out. So we can get the thermal layer and we can get the smoke to drop down, and then we can also control that ventilation path with the plywood because we don't nail it in all the way. So we
You
can
can pull it back if you want.
well, we can take a tool and push it out. It's all nailed up on the outside, so we can push it out if we need to, so we can clear the room of any smoke. And it's all wood and hay and ordinary. We call them ordinary combustibles. It's
Was
not,
it all stuff that was there on the place?
Yeah, we tore a lot of the wood out. We broke cabinets. We tore siding off.
I heard.
Shelves.
Oh yeah. Mooch said that she needed to tell you about all the stuff Joe and I did inside that building prior to. Did she tell you?
They're 12-year-olds. They're 12-year-olds. He's a man. Here he is. He's got a family and everything. But if you could only see what I see. Joe is also a man with a family and everything. But I promise you, they are 12-year-olds in man's bodies. So they can be professional when they need to be. But
Yeah, just ask the ladder testing guy.
you know how they say, you know that thing, how they say, what is it, boys and their toys, or what's the other one? Something about big boy.
Or boys don't grow up; they just get more expensive toys.
Yeah, so that's what happened. They made a profession out of their 12-year-old-dom. And that's what we're dealing with
maybe
here.
not just 12-year-old, like 8-year-olds playing with the little Tonka trucks, right? The little toy fire trucks.
Was there a light flinging around? Was there a light?
Oh no, we were throwing them.
Oh, that's
We were throwing the bulbs to
Oh,
get them to
gosh.
pop,
Oh,
to get the incandescent inside to pop.
That's fun. Isn't that fun?
It was.
Yeah.
And then we taught Mooch how to
I
war
think
cry.
in town they would call that when people went into someone's home and did that. What would they call
Breaking
it?
and entering?
Breaking and entering.
Homemade radio.
But the fun thing about this is I had paperwork that said that house was ours for the time being.
And so you could do that legally.
Legally, yes.
That's good.
Yeah. That's how us firefighters take our anger out. is
Okay.
we,
Were you angry?
No.
You were just having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had a new toy to play with.
What was the new toy?
It's called a Reaper axe.
Okay.
I can go get it if you want. We can
No,
show everybody.
I don't really want to, but
Okay.
you can tell us what it is.
It's basically an axe with an 8-pound head on it that doesn't have a sharp end. It's got a blunt end. It's made mainly for ventilation so that the axe head doesn't get stuck into the roof when you're swinging. Actually, it's more of a blunt object than a sharp object, so it's not cutting, it's smashing. But it's a narrow, blunt object, and man, do you feel it the next day.
Yeah, it was really heavy.
So, I feel like I want to liken that to overhaul.
Very yes.
Because I think these guys are very aggressive in their overhaul. Now, it's not like I go out on the fire scenes and watch these guys.
We are not.
But what I hear, and from the other people here at the fire hall that have seen you guys actually seen overhaul happen. And I believe it was at the Klatskanai fire, some overhaul happened. And they're just like,
we got stuff to do.
they're all business. They're having fun, I think, but they're all business. And they're tough guys.
Well, and with overhaul, we're looking for hidden fires, right? We have to go into the house and make sure that there's nothing burning in the walls. Do you want somebody just...
I'm just saying, I don't know. I just never seen it.
No,
but
I need to
apparently
tear-
they get after
I
it.
need to tear the wall apart so that I can find the hidden fires.
Yeah.
I need to find
I'm
good
just
wood.
saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
See?
it's a thing. But we're not just aggressive with overhaul. If you, I
We're
don't know.
also very aggressive with the brick pillar out here.
Yes, that's kind of overhaul too. But I don't know if Mooch got to experience the sense of urgency in voices while we were doing fire attack as well.
At the burn to
At
learn?
the burn and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Sense
There-
of urgency?
Yeah. Joe and I have more of a sense of urgency voice when things
Oh.
need to happen.
I heard it was right when the flash over was
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I was right behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it bother you,
What?
their voice?
No. I hear it every day. It's fine.
Okay.
No, the sense of urgency that happened prior to flashover. So when I'm teaching,
I want your wife.
when I'm teaching, I like to be next to the nozzleman, the person that has control of nozzle person, I guess. It would be a more PC term. For
That's right, it would be.
Sorry. But I like to be up by them so I can talk to them and talk them through what's going on with the fire, where to hit it, and do stuffs and things. And if something happens, I can control the nozzle myself. So I'm up in front of everybody. And this room was a pain to get lit and get going. So we decided that...
Was it upstairs?
No, it was still downstairs. But it just didn't have enough airflow. Chief and I actually put a positive pressure fan in front of the doorway to feed it more air to try to get it to go, and it just wouldn't go. So we decided, okay, we'll sit here with the backup team, we'll watch this one, and we'll just move to our last set, and we'll go to burn the house down. Our last set was the one upstairs. So I'm getting attack ready, I'm getting backup ready. We're about to make our way upstairs. We're doing some bottle and pack swapping because different people wanted to come in for the last set. And while I'm getting everything going, I look over and we had a guy come in to do a demonstration of a new foam. And he's over there and he's like backing away from the room. And I noticed that the smoke is awfully black coming out of that doorway. And I said, hey, what's going on? He's like, this room's lighting off. Okay, time to get people moving. I need an attack crew. I need a backup crew. I sent Kelby in on the backup line.
Little Kelby.
Oh, yeah, little Kelpster. She kicked butt. But I sent her in, and I was like, I don't need you to follow your hose in anymore. I need you to get to the bathroom and get to with your team so you can back this up. And I get to there, and Joe's got the nozzle person going because I didn't know anybody was on that line. And I was headed for that line because we needed to push this fire back like now because it was getting hot. So I get there. Joe's got a person on the nozzle. I don't remember who it was, but and there was a sense of urgency in his voice. So I move back out, move into the other door to get in front of the attack team so I could bring the attack team and push this fire back, right? And now I'm laying in front of the attack team. I'm telling them where to hit it. Let's push this fire back into the room.
Wow.
We got the fire pushed back into the room, but the smoke was so hot and still had enough carbon in it that the smoke was actually staying on fire with the fire back in the room. And
The smoke
is
was
on.
so hot.
Yes. And on fire.
The smoke was hot.
Yes.
See, I would always just think it was the flames were hot.
Yes. But the smoke is also hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and smoke is just unburned particles of the process of combustion. So as things are combusting, right, the wood is pyrolyzing. So the wood is turning to vapor so that it can burn, so it can create flame. Well, when it's creating flame and there's an incomplete combustion process because it is so hot, now we have all of these unburned particles in the smoke that will catch on fire. Weren't you part of my dollhouse burn? Didn't we go through this?
I'm just listening to you intently because you're very passionate about this stuff.
Oh, yeah, this
I
is
like
good
to
stuff.
hear you.
So the smoke is
People might not.
maybe not, but the smoke's so hot that it is now on fire 10 feet away from the doorway where the actual fire is.
Wow.
And we get enough ventilation through this hallway that I can see how black the smoke is in the room. And now we've got enough cross ventilation. I can watch the floor start to off gas. Off gassing means now it's starting to pyrolyze because the smoke above it is so hot.
What is it? Give me a visual. What is it when you say you can see it? What does it look like?
So it looks like, on a hot day right after, or let's say right after it rains and the sun comes out and you see the water vapor come off the roadway,
Yeah.
you can watch the floor inside of a building do that.
I see. Okay.
So now the floor is starting to off gas because there's enough heat above it that it's starting to pyrolyze the wood. And that's when I turned to the nozzleman and I said, okay, this room's going to start flashing, so we need to start moving back. I said it nicely first because I thought, I said it nicely in a fireground voice.
Okay.
So that is me basically yelling, but not yelling with intent yet. And I said, okay, guys, we need to move back. And nobody's moving. And now I'm physically pushing the nozzle person out the door because this room's about to flash over on us. And we aren't going to know because the fire is still back in that room. And the smoke's just going to heat up enough to where...
When you say flash, so if you guys have a doorway and they're coming, this is the room here. And the doorway is here. And you're trying to push them back. When you say flash... Does that mean the fire literally just gets like a fireball and comes out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
That would be bad.
So if I'm looking at you and I'm coming from outside inside, right? So about 15 feet from the doorway that I walked in to the left at a 90 degree, that's the room that's on fire. And then there's a hallway. So past you is another door. We had opened that door to give it some cross ventilation to try to get air into this fire room. That's on my left, your right. Right. So now I see this cross ventilation happening. I see the floor starting to have gas. I'm trying to push people out because we're about to have a big fireball over our heads because this room that we're in is about to flash over. And finally I said, we need to get out of here now. And now people are finally starting to move so I can get out because I'm the one that's closest to the fire right now.
Are you on the ground still?
Yes, I'm laying down like this.
Okay.
Sorry, like this. And I'm trying to push people back away.
Wow.
And at one point, I don't remember who was on the nozzle, but I'm physically like pushing them with my feet to get toward the door. Because again, the fire is still in that room and we don't have a really good angle on it. And I don't want to cool stuff down because I want them to see this thing flash over. So we finally make our way out of the door, and as soon as I turn as soon as I get out and we get everybody out, our demonstrator for the new foam was like, "Hey, why'd you guys come out?" I was like, "Because that room's about to flash," and then all of a sudden, poof!
Really?
Oh yeah, we got a good flash over.
It's almost like this. Where it comes out like a ball and it's spinning up and then it goes away.
That's amazing. Did any of the people that you were pushing back, any of your people, did they get to see it flash?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Yep, everybody. Because
neat.
I moved so that they could have the hose back at the doorway.
Yeah.
And then talking to him, and then I said, "This room's about to flash," and all of a sudden it flashed.
So let me ask you this question: if they wouldn't have gotten out of the way and the room would have flashed. Is it a spider?
No, you have hair on you.
Okay. And it would have flashed. Would they have gotten burned or would their turnouts protected them?
The way we had it set up and how low we were laying down, the smoke layer above
all the people were laying down.
Yep, everybody was laying down.
Okay.
The smoke layer above us would have flashed. We would have been all right on the floor.
Okay.
It would have got really hot for a second.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't want to be in there when that happened. Because the backup crew was... So if I'm looking at you again, and we went down that hall about 15 feet to the left was where the fire was. About 5 feet closer and then to the right was the hallway to a bathroom.
A lot of stuff back there.
That's where the backup team was at that doorway, so they had a better angle on the fire that they could push it back. Well, they were sitting on both sides of that doorway, laying down. And they actually had the flash come through their door to light all of that smoke on fire, too.
Wow. So, question.
Okay.
One more.
Yes.
So when the firefighters usually go into a building, like if it was like really in flames, like that building Burn to Learn was, are they usually crawling on the floor when they come in? So when you see it in the movies, they're all running around. Is that not normal?
So it depends on where the fire's progressed to in its development, right? Depends on how hot it is. Because personally, I like being on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like crawling
You
around.
can move fast.
I can move fast. I can get down and duck walk a little bit, right? But if I'm going to walk through a building, it better be cool enough for me to stand up. I can start feeling it through my turnouts when it's time to get on the ground. I also have another saying of if you can't see your feet, you probably shouldn't be on them. Because now I can't see any hazards in front of me. So that's where you would get down on the ground.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's been plenty of fires where I stood up and walked where I needed to go. And then once you get closer to the fire, it starts getting hotter, so you start moving down closer to the floor.
Oh, okay. I just think that maybe people don't know that. I mean, because you see in the movies,
Right.
you always see the fire guys come in and they're doing whatever they're doing, but they're doing it on their feet and they're running around and taking care of everything. But I think maybe people don't realize how much that you guys spend lower to the ground.
Well, and I also don't think people that see all the movies and stuff, I don't think they realize what happens on the back end, right? Like, case in point, you and Aunt Julie here cooking food for us or making food for us, right?
Aunt
that
Julie.
happens on a real incident too.
Yeah,
Or the medic unit standing by in case anybody else gets hurt.
very true. Very true.
So the way we set up our burn alarms is very much like a real incident, to where we have an attack team that goes in to fight the fire. We have a backup team that follows them in just in case. And then we have what we call a RIT or RIC, a rapid intervention team sitting outside.
What's Rick?
RIC is just rapid intervention crew. That's
Okay,
more of
gotcha.
that's more of the ICS term for it.
Okay. I've always heard it called RIT.
Yeah, and that's what we call it, but it can be interchangeable just like everything else we do.
Okay.
But they're standing outside ready to go in if there's a mayday call.
Yeah.
If somebody gets hurt inside, they are activated and they go find them, type of thing. And then again, on the back end, we have the rehab there. So we had a rotation going to where, the people that were on the attack line, they go to rehab to get their vitals taken, to get all their stuff pulled off, to get water, Gatorade, whatever they need. And then we have a set criteria for them to be able to come back and fight fire. Right? Their blood pressure has to be down enough. Their heart rate has to be down enough. Their body temperature has to be down enough so we don't exhaust these people to the point of they can't do their job. So all of that is set in place as well. And then we've got a medic unit on scene to make sure, like, if anybody gets hurt, we have fast transport times. And then we also
So you have EMTs that are just there on that medic unit waiting.
Correct.
In case they're needed.
Correct. And then we have a whole medical plan. And if this happens, then we do this type of thing. And there's so many backups to backups for live fire, because fire, as much as we
Dangerous.
as much as we can control it, it can be unpredictable. Like that fire that we just couldn't get going, and then all of a sudden, bam, it took off. It finally got the heat that it needed to make things happen. And we got some pretty cool fire activity. I mean, I think Mooch can attest to some of the, I mean, we got some awesome rollover coming out of our first and second sets. And again, that the smoke catching on fire and staying lit after we pushed the fire back into the room. And I wanted them to watch that smoke continue to burn, even though we don't have fire there.
And then when it was all burning down, the spiral of flame that was going.
Oh yeah, we got some pretty good fire whirls through it.
Wow.
And then the way we burnt this house down, we burnt it down from the back corner to the front. And we tried to keep two walls standing as long as possible, just to shield everything from the heat. Because we had a hay barn as an exposure.
Right, yeah.
We had the power lines. We had a couple of trees that were exposures. So we wanted to keep those two walls standing that were closest to those exposures so that they could be barriers for all the heat that was happening.
So when it was all said and done, is the structure? I haven't drove by it.
Oh,
is the structure
it's a
completely
foundation.
gone? It's just a foundation.
It's just a foundation.
Wow.
Yep, we let her burn to the ground. There's not a whole lot for Dan to pick up. There's some metal stuff.
There's just a lot of history there.
Oh yeah,
which I understand, and it was time.
Man,
it was a late 1800s house.
I think
People been
Nick,
driving by.
yeah, I think
since
Nick was
then.
saying that it was like 1890s.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look
A
at
lot
the
of history.
thing, if you looked at the construction, even, I mean, it was so the interior studs were all true dimensional lumber. So nowadays, when we get wood, it's a 2x4 is only 1.5 inches by 3.5. It's not truly 2 inches by truly 4 inches. This was all
I don't
true.
understand that. I don't understand why they would change that.
It's cheaper.
Well, it is, but it's not a 2x4 then.
Right, it's not a 2x4, but nobody wants to say this is 1.5 inches by 3.5. No, they want to say 2x4, right? So this is all true dimensional old growth cedar. I mean, you could tell it's old growth because all the ring patterns are just so tight. All of the internal walls, instead of having sheetrock, it was all 1x12s.
Wow.
1x12 shiplap tongue and groove, just beautiful. And Uncle Paul and Aunt Julie took a bunch of that out, and you can still see the circ saw marks in these to make these.
Wow.
It's just so cool. The insulation, it was sawdust insulation inside.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it was.
They talk about that sawdust insulation on those shows.
The fixer uppers.
Homestead shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they had a chicken coop in some really cold place, and they were putting sawdust insulation in the chicken coop walls to help insulate for the chickens.
You think in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when this mill was just starting to go?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet sawdust was pretty easy to come by, and nobody had a use for it.
Yeah.
So they just threw it into houses.
Yeah.
No, it was really neat, really
That's
neat
cool.
stuff.
Cool.
But no, we got some really good fire behavior. We got some really good training out of it. Not just on the burn day, but prior to when we were making all the sets, we were able to do, some wall breach training, break through walls so that we can get through them, type of thing. If we were in a survival mode, it was really cool.
That's cool. Cool, great for you guys.
So that's the burn learn. It was a good time.
That was burn to learn.
Anybody that wants to come into a fire with me? 755-2710. You can fill out a volunteer application. We can get you on the roster. I'll do all the training for you. It's good times. Ask Kaylee.
Ask Kaylee. And Kaylee, if those people come in, guess what you're gonna do? Get up, go there. Get up, get up, get up. Just go ahead and do that for a minute.
Oh, sorry for the interruption. Yeah. Now we're back. Sorry, we had to do work stuff. And we've got about 10 more minutes to do this. And then, God, that stupid thing. Norton sucks, by the way. When can
Why does Norton suck?
Every time, it does the same thing on my computer, too.
Well, maybe you guys should update your Norton.
What?
What do I do? Update Norty.
It runs stuff every time I don't want it to run stuff. I'm doing something and then, blink, oh, gotta run my computer check. No, I don't want you to do that right now because guess what? I'm trying to work. Can it not run it while I'm not here?
I don't know. Maybe you should change your settings.
Okay.
Maybe you should open the app and say, change my settings. You should have a little Norty app.
Well, that's dumb. I hate it.
Okay. So he's better at fire stuff. Well, not really, because actually I think you're better at techie stuff than I am.
I am. I just don't want to deal with Norton.
Yeah,
is there a different protection thing that we can use?
I don't care. And no. And
can I get a new computer?
No. What do we look like?
Mine
we just
is
lost
dumb.
the levy. We broke, buddy.
There is another one. It's the one I have. It's like the McAfee
no.
thing. Yeah.
That's
it works
nice.
pretty well.
Well, that's nice
free?
that you have it, but no, it's not.
Does it cost more than Norton?
I don't know.
We're not changing and you are not getting it because we have a license agreement with Norton.
Well, that's dumb.
So that
what do we pay for the license?
$100 and some odd dollars.
What do we pay? What do you pay for McAfee?
I don't know.
She has no idea. You're asking an 18-year-old child what she pays for McAfee.
My bad. Okay. Okay, where were we? We just got done talking about the burn to learn.
Talked about the football. Talked about the NFR, which is amazing.
We talked about you not knowing how to load a dishwasher.
I do know how to load a dishwasher much better than any man I've ever met in my entire life.
Back to a dishwasher question. Will a bowl get cleaned if it's next to a plate?
I don't put my bowls next to the plate.
Will it not get cleaned if it's next to a plate?
It depends on how are you saying. If you have it spooning the plate, maybe not.
How does a bowl
I think
spoon
you know
a plate?
quite well how it would spoon a plate.
Okay, so you have the bowl. And it's tipped into a fashion where a bowl would sit in a dishwasher. You get the mental picture that I'm trying to...
Yeah, I know what a bowl looks like, Will.
Okay, and now it's tipped so that it will...
Tipped. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So
and
if you put a plate right in front of it?
No. Next to it. Will it not get cleaned?
I don't know. I don't...
What if you put it behind it?
Behind the plate?
No, behind the bowl.
The plate behind the bowl? Well,
Yeah.
why wouldn't it get clean?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Are you trying to get me in trouble with your wife?
Could be.
Well, let me let you in on a little something.
Yeah, you women are all on the same...
I'm always gonna back.
I know. I know. I have no leg to stand on. I might as well just say I'm wrong right now.
Yeah, why don't you?
By the way, I was right today. I just want to throw that
For
out
what?
there.
What you were right about?
Oh,
something?
about the ladder testing, remember? Last time we did it?
Oh, whatever. Hey, I just know that I paid that bill, and you, for one time in your entire life, were right.
One time?
When you and I
You have to
had
say
a
that more often than not.
disagreement. We had a few disagreements, and one time you were right.
You have to say that more often than not.
I don't have to say that more often than
You
not
do,
because usually it's you're the one that's saying, "Sorry, Marianne, I was wrong."
I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen
Exactly. He's never admitted he was wrong.
I have. I think I've walked into your office and said, "Nope, you're right. I was wrong."
I'm sure he has. I'm just being a smarty. He's not
Yeah.
that way. He's not that way.
Yes.
He's not that way. He's a big enough boy to admit when he's wrong. Anyway.
So anyway.
Let's see. I got my weight loss drugs.
Oh, you did.
I did, and I got them on Friday, and I was really afraid to take them.
I was going to say, have you gone through the process of taking them?
Yes, and I was afraid to take them because you guys had that burn to learn. Look, they were having a burn to learn on Saturday.
Oh, I know why you're afraid to take them now.
They talk about some people have symptoms, and some of them are gastrointestinal upset. I'll let you read between those lines. And
I think we talked about that last episode. If you're
concerned.
curious of the side effects to this drug, just go back to episode 2, and then we talked about that already.
Little tummy issues. So I really want to take it, but I'm like, I want to take it today.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to, apparently some people say it's better if you take it in the morning. So I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet. And I guess if I have some issues, I'm just going to have some issues.
Yeah, it would be better to take it if you had those issues while you were awake instead of taking it at night and then had those issues while you were sleeping.
So I did it at 6:30 in the morning, and I never had one symptom whatsoever. I don't think I really felt anything that first day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't eat anything that morning just because I was in a hurry to get up here and take care of stuff. So I went home, and I had just a little something, not very much of anything. And that satisfied me until that evening when I think I had a baked potato, and that was it. And that was all I had for that day. And then yesterday, I'm not a big morning eater, and I want to hear about it. But I'm not a big morning eater. So I got up and I had something maybe at like 10:30-ish. I can't remember what it was. It was a couple pieces of toast. I had a couple pieces of toast. And the next time I ate was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I made some soup. I had some soup, and that's all. Honest to goodness, I am not saying I do anything perfectly, so don't be psychoanalyzing me. But that's all I had yesterday to eat. And I had no desire for snacks or any of that stuff. So the biggest takeaway I've gotten so far, and it's very early on, is the food noise is gone. And if you have ever dealt with food issues, you understand what food noise is, and the food noise is gone. I get hungry, and I eat actual food.
But you don't eat because your brain is
telling you to go get snacks or all that stuff. I just don't have that.
Right.
So that's kind of cool, and I hope it stays that way. I haven't changed anything about how I eat. As in, I'm not trying to. I'm not like Larry Boxman, who is having carrot sticks and chicken breasts for every dinner of rest of his entire life. No, I eat just real food, but it makes you full faster, and it turns off the
So
food
does
noise.
it help with the portion control?
Yeah, because I would say, if I'm being completely honest, that soup was really good. And so I had one bowl of soup, and I was like, usually I'd be like, oh, it's so good, I'm going to go have some more, and I'd have another half bowl or something like that. Nope, I just set it down, I was done. And that was it. That was about, now this would be a normal thing for me. I don't have to eat late night. Well, unless the food noise would tell me to eat like snacky stuff. But like, it's not abnormal for me to eat like a 3 o'clock meal and that have be my big meal of the day.
Right.
And that's it. So that kind of is normal. Like when I would get hungry would be about that time of the day. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I don't know all the answers to everything. There was some lady saying she lost 75 pounds in 5 months.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry and be honest about it and hope it works.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Cross my fingers. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm really hoping for the side effects to hit here.
On your shift? Yeah, I'll be running to that bathroom. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think
it's
it
going to happen. Oh, and also the needle is a diabetic needle. It's so tiny.
Oh, so it's itty bitty.
It's so tiny I couldn't even feel it. Anyway.
So what I have found is very rarely do the side effects ever happen, and it's mainly with people that already have pre-existing conditions that it takes place in.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I do have to say, the only things that I've ever really had side effects for were the COVID.
Yeah.
But
side effects on that.
COVID, vaccines, and then flu shot.
See, I haven't had a flu. I shouldn't.
Not this year.
I didn't dish. I don't have flu shot. I don't seem to have a reaction, or so far I haven't had one.
Usually when they are doing
that COVID one though, whew,
I don't.
That gets me every time.
Yeah, but it's usually the one that they don't know which strain is coming out, so they do like a broad spectrum of everything. That's the one I usually get a reaction for.
You get sick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I say I never get sick.
Like I'll spend 2 or 3 days with a fever.
Wow.
Like the body aches, fever.
Oh, Moocher got pretty sick on one of those one time, didn't you? I thought you said that you and your mom or someone got sick off that.
No, the flu shot.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, so she doesn't get them. So Joe tried to explain to her that the strain or whatever is different every year, and so what they use and all this stuff is different every year. But he was trying to tell her, you could probably do it again. Doesn't mean you're going to have a reaction. But apparently she had a bad reaction, and old Moocher doesn't want to try it again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Huh. I think we had all of our conversations about stuff outside of this podcast.
Yeah, do you know how hard it is to hold in those conversations? Because we couldn't have this. I don't know where to look. I feel like I'm looking down.
See this guy?
Okay, so look at the thing. Do I look like I'm looking at the camera right now?
Yes, you do, actually.
I'm trying to look at the camera.
I usually just look at the screen and hope for the best.
I do too.
It's really hard because I want to talk here.
I know, that's why I say we need a different setup.
Trying to focus here, and maybe it's just our setup.
That's why I think we need
multiple cameras.
Yes, we do.
Us.
Yeah. So like when I'm talking, it shows me looking at you and you, because I think it's more interactive.
Yeah,
they can better see the expressions on your face.
Maybe when we get our sponsors like Fire Department Coffee and Monster and all the other people, we can get some fancy stuff. But right now we're working with what we have.
Yeah. Right now we're broke. Yeah.
True statement.
So anyway.
Yeah. So it is extremely hard to hold these conversations in for this broadcast to let you all enjoy the nonsense that goes on in our heads.
Yeah, because we didn't have it first thing this morning. Mm-hmm. So, because you had those meetings. And so then it's so hard not to...
And honestly, so we could have postponed this out a few other days, but this is meeting week. So every day we have a freaking meeting.
Because we talk, well, maybe we'll do it Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. We can't. There's meetings every single morning, so this is it.
So this will probably get posted tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? So tomorrow I have a Lakota meeting at CCOM. at our dispatch
not
center.
gonna be
And then we have ladder testing all day tomorrow because me and the ladder guy had a conversation today.
Okay, hold on. Are they going to be here before you're here?
Yeah, Joe.
But they'll have Joe.
Yeah, and then we have all the stuff out in the bay
Okay.
to test, and then Mooch and Joe are gonna have to shuttle rigs, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna call Joe on my way back from CCOM and see if I need to pick up engine 464 from Peterson to bring down here for that.
What about that engine, the Vernonia engine?
We got it back.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have it at Fishhawk now.
Okay.
It's back. So yeah, we would have had ladder testing, and then Wednesday we got something going on. Wednesday
Wednesday morning we have a safety meeting.
Yeah, safety meeting. That's correct. That somebody said was 10 o'clock, but really 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's another thing. And then Thursday, Joe and I have to be up at the Northwest Natural, which is the gas wells up above Mist,
Yeah.
to do our wild well
At
tabletop
6
exercise.
a.m.
6
Wow.
a.m. But, yep,
That's early.
no rest for the wicked.
I guess so.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
well. I think that's all we have for this week.
Yep. Glad you got to see us.
Make sure that if you like what we're doing, hit that like button.
Yes, please.
Share it with your friends.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Will really likes it when you subscribe.
Well, we're up to 12 now. We're 3 episodes in. That's like 4 subscribe. Oh wait, we're
very
at
exciting.
2 episodes. We have 12 subscribers, so that's like 6 subscribers an episode. So maybe we'll get up to 18. I guess
Yeah.
cool things happen when we get up to 1,000. We can go live and stuff. That'll be fun.
Wow.
I think this would be a better show live.
If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, let us know, because we'll talk about, well, I'll talk about anything. Will delete my conversation out, because I will talk
Well,
about
there's
anything.
some stuff that we can't post.
I mean, I just say what's on my mind.
Yes, and I'll cut it out if we can't post it.
Yeah.
Because YouTube does have rules and regulations that we still have to follow. If you want to have conversations with us beyond this, we'll find a way. We will find a way. So anyway, I think that's all for today. Join us
Say goodbye,
next week.
Mooch.
Yeah, get
Bye.
out of your phone, would you?
Bye, Moocher.
Jeez.